the show now is Joshua the Fearless Van, who won the Fury FC Flyweight title with a round two standing RNC victory over Cleveland McLean at Fury FC 72. Joshua, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How does it feel to be a champion of one of the best regional promotions in the country?
Man, it feel familiar, man. I was the amateur champ, and now I'm a pro. I'm pro champ. So yeah, it feel familiar. You know.
It's got to feel, I mean, I guess so much more gratifying now as the pro champ, though, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it feel great, man. It feel great to be the champion, and yeah.
Well, let's talk about the fight. As I told you before we started the interview, I just watched it back again on Fight Pass, and it looked like Cleveland's game plan was to get you to the ground early. You did a really good job of stuffing the takedowns and kind of keeping the fight where you wanted it. Is that what you and your team felt he was going to try and implement here in this fight?
Yeah, we was ready for everything. Like if we go to the ground, we was ready for it. Like before the fight, he was saying, I don't have enough experience, I don't know the wrestling and all that. And so going in there, like before him saying that, like my plan was to knock him out, but in the third round. But after me hearing what he said about my wrestling and all that shit, so that's the reason why I go for submission, to be honest.
Okay, very good. Well, that's exactly what you got in the second round. Still in that first round, I want to stay with that for a little bit. He did
Mm.
land some solid strikes. It looked like. Did you ever get hurt from any of those strikes, or they kind of just glancing blows?
Nah, my technique is really good. Like, when he punched me, I roll with it, so nothing really hurt me. But the second round with the body kick, that's the only thing that hurt me in the fight. So yeah, nothing really that he threw hurt me.
Okay. Well, you landed a big high kick towards the end of the first round. Do you feel like if you had a few more seconds, you would have been able to finish the fight then?
Yeah. I think I'll definitely get him. I think I'll definitely, I think I'll definitely get him for sure. If I would have had like 10 more seconds, I would have knocked him out. He was stoned. He didn't know what was going on.
So going into the second round, I have to imagine that your team felt very confident as to how the fight was playing out. What was their advice? What was the corner advice that they gave you going into round two?
Coach Frank, he told me he was done after the first round, and he told me, I don't know if you guys remember when I fought Paris. Frank told me he have the same eyes that Paris have, after the first round. So we already know going into the second round. Like going into the second round, I was just having fun. I was trying new technique and all that shit. So you guys can see I was smiling all the way through. So I already know I got him. So I was just having fun in there.
I noticed that when you got a takedown there early in the second round, it just looked to me like he looked tired. Could you tell? Could you feel the fatigue in his body in the second round?
I mean, I think it's the pressure that I put on him, and of course that kick at the end. I think that kind of hurt him, where he can't recover no more.
Mhm.
So going into the second round, I don't think he was 100% no more.
And then obviously you landed that big knee, and I kind of felt like that was the beginning of the end. Run me through the finish after you landed that knee. How the submission attempt presented itself.
So what happened was, before our fight, like I was watching some of his fight, and he liked to go like he liked to hit you with a big punch, and then what I'm saying, and trying to take you down. So I was timing that, and that was the reason why I got punched in the face too. Sometimes like, I was trying to time that knee, and it was just a matter of a time that I would land that knee. So it was perfectly like set up and everything. After he hit me with the big right, I stepped back and then hit him with that knee. So it was all a setup from the start.
And then obviously you got the belt wrapped around your waist. You're now the flyweight champ. And there it is right there, the beautiful shiny belt. And obviously this took place in Houston, Texas. I see you have the Rockets jacket on right there, looking sharp with the NBA gear on. What was the energy in the arena like, and how did you celebrate after the win?
Man, it was amazing, man. The celebration was lit, man. It was lit, man. I had some fun with the family, with the guys, my boys. It was lit, man.
What is the significance, Joshua, of winning this pro belt? I mean, you talked earlier about obviously you're the amateur champion, but it seems like you're a guy that's on the doorstep of maybe signing with the UFC, right? Does this win signify that you're ready for that next step?
Yes, especially with a guy like him, Cleveland, he's a vet, so he's an old school guy. So he know how to be in there. Like he got all the experience in the world. So I feel like that fight, I really need that fight, for me to get ready for the UFC and shit. So now that I get that shit over with, I feel like I'm ready, man.
When you first started training MMA, did you think at 21 years old you'd be in the position that you're in right now?
Uh yes, I I feel like I'm a little bit late. I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit late with all the COVID. When it started, like COVID 2019, I couldn't fight, so I was supposed to start that year, and I couldn't fight until like 2020, December 12th and shit. So I feel like I'm running late right now. So I want to get it. I want to get after the UFC right now.
I love that because I look at you, being 21 years old, and I'm thinking, man, he's so young. You have so much time in front of you, which leads me to a question I wanted to get your take on. You look at someone like a Rosas Jr., Al Rosas Jr., who's now in the UFC. I believe he just turned 18 years old. It's just crazy to me that someone is already in the biggest promotion in the world at that young of an age. What do you think of someone like him? Who's even 3 years younger than you, of his skill set. And, is there a chance that we could see you once you do get in the UFC, maybe bounce up and down from 135 to 125, or do you feel like you'd stay at flyweight?
I'll stay at flyweight. I want to see if I gain a little bit of weight, but I walk around 135, so there's no way I can fight at bantamweight. But respect to that guy, man. 17 years old, fighting in the biggest organization is like it's amazing, man. I got so much respect for him, man. Especially his last fight, he make that look easy. So funny story is like when they first called him at the Dana White Contender Series, we have the same manager and shit. So I hit up Jason. I was like, "Hey, man, what's up?" So I'm waiting on my call too. And yes, sir.
How good do you think Rosas Jr. can be?
Man, I feel like if we already know his ground game is great. So if he could do a little bit of more striking, he'd be a champion one day.
Okay. And with you being in the 125-pound division, if you get that call and you're in the UFC, how long do you think it's going to take you before you're making some big waves in the biggest promotion in the world?
I mean, I feel like it would take me a couple, maybe 2 years to be a champion. Uh, I like to stay active. I like to fight as much as I can. So going in there, I want to get as much fight I can a year. So in 2 years, I feel like that'd be enough for me to fight for a title.
Who do you think is the best flyweight on earth right now? And give me a prediction between Moreno, Figueiredo, four.
Their first fight, man. Before the first fight, Figueredo was untouchable. He was strong. He hit hard. And after that first match, I was like, man, Moreno is animal, man. So I don't know. It's just, when they fight, I go for Figueredo, and then another fight, I go for Moreno. It's like those two are perfectly like, I don't know, they the same level, I guess.
Do you think we're going to see more fights? I mean, the thought that this is their fourth matchup already is crazy. Are we going to see like Figueiredo, Moreno six or seven?
I feel like Moreno take it, and this gonna be the last one. So uh, I think it's me and Moreno, I guess.
All right. I love it. Tell me a little bit about your team, your coaches, your training partners. Who do you have around you day to day?
Man, I train 3 times a day, so my strength and conditioning coach, shout out to him, David David Train, uh, Construction Temple, and then you know um, MMA coach Frank, Daniel Pineda, 4 Ounce Fight Club, man, and then I go to boxing gym, Aslan Boxing, Jose Luis. So Yeah, man.
Do you have a job outside of this, or do you just train full time?
Uh, I worked part time like 3 weeks ago, and now I do this shit full time.
Oh, congratulations! That's got to be a big, I guess, weight off your back to just be able to do this full time.
Yes, sir. That's a game changer, man. That shit is dope.
All right, and as I mentioned earlier, you got that Rockets jacket on. Are you a big sports fan? Do you get into all the other Houston sports?
Uh nah, I just like the shirt. Be honest, I like watching soccer,
Okay.
and yeah, that's about it.
What did you think of the World Cup?
Man, I was disappointed, bro. I thought France was gonna take it. I was like, damn. Yep.
Does this
Uh,
make Messi the greatest ever? Is Messi the best to ever do it?
no, Cristiano, man, Cristiano for sure. Uh, shit, man.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, I do know that you believe in God. You're a God fearing man. So with Christmas being this weekend, happy Merry Christmas to you. I know it's a little early, but what are the plans for you and the family? What are you going to do?
Man, we gonna have. I mean, we gonna go to church for sure. We gonna have family dinners, and yeah, we gonna have. Yeah, we gonna have the best time of the years, man. Sir, happy Merry Christmas to you too.
I appreciate it. And last question for me, man. When is your next fight potentially? When would you like to fight next? If you don't get a UFC call and you're in the promotion here soon, like when would it make sense for maybe you defend your Fury title?
I mean, I feel like the call will come, so I'm not really sure. But how soon I want to fight? Like I want to fight around January, if not February, for sure.
But you believe that you'll get the call in the UFC before then.
I for sure think I'll get the call.
Okay.
Like, just think about my resume, man. Like 7 wins, 7 finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, and right now I just keep getting better and better. So I feel like I'm ready, man. I should get the call.
Can't wait to see it, man. I have no doubt you get that call and you're in the big show. Hopefully it's early 2023. Again, Joshua, congrats on winning the Fury FC 125 title. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. Please tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you have anyone to thank, any sponsors, the floor is yours.
Man, you guys can follow me on IG, the Fearless MMA one. And shout out to NFG, my sponsors, and shout out to Aslan Boxing Gym, shout out to Temple Construction, 4 Ounce Fight Club, man, and all my teammates. I love you guys.